Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Bows & Company. I am your host, Emily O, and I'm so excited for today's show. I'm joined by my mother. We have not seen you in a few weeks.
We haven't. It's been a while. We were counting it. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you for being here today. I would say it's like 3 or 4 episodes that you haven't been back on. So
here I am.
Back to the regularly scheduled programming. And if you're joining us on video, we have on some bright pink because the mantle behind us is kind of in a, what would you say? A little bit of a...
It's bare.
Bare. But yes, we're in between holidays. So we decided to wear some bright colors. And I am in a bow pink top in celebration of the week that we have had.
It's so pretty.
Thank you. And yours is from Francis Valentine. Yours is brand new.
When we were in New York. I haven't worn it yet. And I love it.
I
it's
love
a little
it.
poncho.
It's giving little hints of spring. So we have a lot to go over today. It is currently Sunday afternoon, a sunny Sunday when we are recording it because the week really got away from us. But I kind of like sometimes doing it at the very end of the week because we have the whole week's adventures to share.
Well, you've been in a great routine of doing the podcast earlier.
Yes.
Because otherwise when we do it on Sunday, it's kind of a scramble for you. You do a great job, but you have to edit everything in time for tomorrow. I am laughing, though, because as you were setting up, the sun was coming through. We're not used to the sun, and we're, like squinting and glaring. Like it's this, like, what is this?
I know. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm closing one of the curtains. And it's so funny because we always are complaining.
We're not used to it.
About the lack of sun. So why don't we go ahead and jump into your bows and lows? And we have, I would say, almost like 2 weeks to kind of go over with activities. But go ahead and share what a high and a low have been for you recently.
Well, I'm going to say that my bow is definitely the launch of your new line, which I am over the moon.
Me too.
It's so cute. I love everything in it, and it's just beautiful. That is for sure my bow.
My bow as well.
I thought it would be.
I would second that completely. Yes.
So we had a great release of the line, and then we can talk about it whenever you want.
And we'll get to that. That's like the main thing on our list.
The little launch party.
Yes.
Okay, my low just happened yesterday because I was thinking about it in preparation for this. I came downstairs. It's a goofy low. I came downstairs around 8 o'clock in the morning, and Dad was he was ahead of me a little bit, and he had turned off the security system. And I happened to just walk downstairs, and the minute my foot hit downstairs, the alarm went off, which I don't think I've ever heard the alarm. I mean, it made me want to like hit the floor. It was so loud. I didn't know what was happening, and it was going off. And Dad is like, "What is that?"
Yeah,
because at first it seemed to start off not so loud, and then it got louder. I don't know. And then I just instinctively went over to the little keypad and put the code in to stop whatever this nonsense was because it was really loud. Well, then you had to wait because the security company calls.
Right.
The phone rang. I answered. I said, we're here. The alarm wasn't even on. There's nothing wrong. And she said, well, it's showing that there's the fire detector up on the 3rd floor.
Oh.
Which is kind of interesting because we just had that one put in for extra precaution recently. And here it is, the one giving us some trouble.
Going off.
I went upstairs. I looked around, and we have a storage room up on the 3rd floor. I'm talking to the woman. I said, there's nothing. Everything's fine. And she said, well, it's protocol. We still have to send the fire department. And I'm talking to the dispatch woman. I'm like, really? Like, I feel terrible. They're going to have to come here. There's nothing wrong. I feel like it's just like a loose wire or something. This thing was just put in, and it's causing us problems. So then Dad looked in your room because he was just thinking maybe it's carbon monoxide or something. Did you hear the alarm?
I heard the alarm, and the night before I had been out, so I was like sleeping in. I'm like, I hear an alarm, but I'm not getting up. I don't know if the house is burning down, someone will come get me. So I heard the alarm, kind of fell back asleep, and then he came into my room, and all I remember, I'm like deep in my covers under the duvet, is he's like standing over me, and he taps me, he goes, Em, he goes, are you, I just want to make sure you're breathing. And I'm like, what is going on? It's Saturday morning. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm alive.
Yes, I have breath. Yes.
Yeah. And then he just left.
Yeah, he walked out. He goes, Emily's alive. I
didn't realize that was a concern.
Right. And I don't think he necessarily realizes that our CO2 detectors are not connected to the alarm system. That's just separate. I have like these other good CO2s, but they aren't tied in.
Yeah, he was checking for a completely different thing.
Right, while I was talking to the woman, which is fine. So it's good to check on, the other people in the home.
Totally, yeah.
But then the woman says, no, and she's really nice. She said, I'm sorry, it's our protocol. We have to send someone out. There could be a problem. Well, I don't know what is my problem, but anytime someone's coming over,
This is so funny.
I treat it like I'm having company.
You're like, oh, guests? Do you want coffee?
I'm in my pajamas, with my cute little Athleta thing. And I said, Terry, the firemen are coming. Like, I feel like I should get them some food. Like, they're coming.
Like
and luckily,
brunch?
yes. And I wasn't sure if it was the emergency. I thought she said non-emergency, but I wasn't sure. So I did text our next door neighbor. My sister lives on the other side of us and they were out of town, but I texted the next door neighbor and I said, everything's fine. Explain what was happening. Well, as I'm texting, I'm like, oh my God, I got to change. Like, what should I put on for the fire people? And Dad's like, his go-to is always a warm, cozy turtleneck.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he always does this. It's not an excuse to wear a turtleneck, Terry.
And he knows it. It doesn't look the best on him, but he's really comfortable. But immediately grabs, it's like a security sweater or something, puts it. I said, really? The turtleneck for the firemen? Like,
that's your go-to.
What was wrong with us? We're having like this whole discussion about what to wear. So I just put on leggings and athletic clothes. But then I thought, oh my gosh, they're going up to the third floor in the storage room, which our storage room upstairs, it's usually neat and put away. But if we're working on something, like we'd had a launch party, so the light up sign and luggage, if people don't put it back, I start straightening.
No, and guys, this is at like 8:30 in the morning on a Saturday. Yes, like, people are coming over.
I start straightening up the bad side, the storage area, putting the suitcases. It was actually kind of good. It cost me to get a few things straightened up quickly, as if the wonderful firemen are going to say, ma'am, your luggage is out of whack.
Yeah, you were like fixing pillows and walking around the house.
Literally like I'm having company, and run downstairs. I put a little makeup on, and the 3 nice firemen showed up. They felt terrible because they're like, we have to go through, which was fine. But we ended up talking to them for a while.
I heard voices. I was
They couldn't have been nicer.
I'm like, I think it's being taken care of.
It is. Dad walked around with the 2 younger guys, and the older guy stood downstairs, and we talked in the kitchen. I'm like, do you want some coffee? Like,
did you actually offer them coffee?
Oh, yeah. I'm like, do you want?
Did they take it?
No, they didn't. And then the one...
I come down and 5 of you are having a croissant. What's going on?
They were so nice. And the older guy who was downstairs, older, he was like my age. He was downstairs. And he said, well, I feel terrible. We don't take our shoes off, obviously, because they're working.
Right.
And he said, I feel bad. We're kind of tracking snow, which they didn't. They were really nice, but I don't know why my go-to, even with a fire visit, was like, company's coming.
You are a hostess, and at whoever enters the house, you want them to feel warm, even in an emergency setting.
They were really nice.
Well, that's so funny. I know it was. And then I woke up finally and came downstairs. We never even talked about it because then I went straight to coffee. And you told me about it later on. I was like, yeah, did you guys have people over this morning?
We did.
Well, that is quite an entertaining bow, and maybe added a little excitement to the Saturday. So I would say that my bow, of course, would be the launch and release of our new collection, as well as our launch party, which we'll get to momentarily. I would say that my low for the week, what has been my low? I've had a fantastic week. My neck hurts today, but I think I slept on it funny. So nothing too crazy on the
I'm trying
negative
to think.
front.
I don't feel like there was anything.
I don't think that there was
out of the ordinary.
No, not out of the ordinary. My room, I was saying to you, I need to clean up my closet again. I feel like every 3 weeks I cannot seem to get a handle on my clothes in my room. So I need to address that again. But overall, honestly, it's just been probably the best week of the year so far of 2024.
It was a great week. I do think your closet, I feel like we just did it. Dad and I he cleaned out his closet. And yesterday. I made the mistake of passing by and I saw what he was doing. It's always hard to help someone else clean out their closet.
I know. I agree. My drawers, I love my dresser, but because it has these really deep drawers, but because the drawers are so deep, I think I can put pretty much everything I own into them, and they get really weighed down. And so I can't, it's like my athletic wear and like loungewear sets and sweaters and stuff. So that needs to really be addressed. So my goal is to do it before Wednesday when Laura comes, because then I can give her some Poshmark items.
Oh yeah, that's really good. Well, Dad, if Dad can do it, anyone. He did a great job.
Can do it, anyone can clean out
He
the
had
closet.
to try on, I think the worst part is trying on stuff for him, like, or anyone really, like, I haven't worn this in forever when you try it back on.
Yeah, for the most part, I know like what's working and what's not. And we kind of spill some stuff over to Claire's room, but I'm trying to just keep it to my space. So let's go ahead and just get into recaps of the past 2 weeks. So we actually haven't spoken to you all since New York City. I did just kind of want to touch upon that. I know that was 2 weekends ago at this point, but it was just such a wonderful trip. So we went last Thursday for Fashion Week, and we were there until Sunday morning, and the whole crew just rolled up, except for Claire and Connor, obviously. But because it fell over the weekend, normally you and I just go to these little trips, but we were like, Terry, why don't you join us? Because that's no fun to be by himself for the weekend. So Dad came, and then Elizabeth also had happened to work with her schedule. So she came with us as well because she helped me with Fashion Week extravaganza.
Yes, she did. She was doing some work.
Exactly. So Thursday evening, we went to the Legence 2024 spring presentation, which I was invited to, which, honest to God, not to be dramatic, but I think it might have been the best night of my life. Like, it was such a cool experience, such a fun night. And it was a quick turnaround because we landed, checked into our hotel, and then the presentation started at 4, went from 4 to 6. And I just so they dressed me for the event. I'm going to do a bit of talking, and then
that's fine. I like reliving it
with your notes as well. So Legence dressed me for the event. They dressed everyone, and my pink velvet suit arrived the day before we left from California. I wasn't sure if she was going to make it.
She was beautiful.
She was beautiful. In fact, I was actually thinking I need to wear the blazer again with something. I guess I could have worn it on Valentine's Day. I didn't think of that, but it's such a beautiful pink. Like, maybe I'll wear it out this weekend. Wouldn't that be cool with like
Great
leather
idea.
pants? Yeah.
Aren't you going to another Galentine's party?
Well, I am on Saturday, so I also could do it. But I also have that heart skirt that we got from Chickwish. I just thought about that because I never got an opportunity to wear it in New York. So I think I'm going to wear that.
That's a better idea.
Super cute with like a kitten heel. We digress. So the suit did arrive, which was wonderful, but the pants were super long, so we hiked them up. I had a belt like up to above my belly button, and the highest heel I could wear, and they were totally fine. So I think we should go and get them hemmed because moving forward, they are so long. They were dragging.
You need those tailored.
Yes. But I showed up there. It took place at Gotham Hall. What area were we in? I still haven't figured that out.
It was right on Broadway.
Okay.
It wasn't far from Times Square.
It was a very cool location. And basically everyone just, instead of a show, there's presentations, there's shows, there's showrooms, and then there's collections. There's all these different words that everyone was using. We were at a presentation, so the models were just standing there, and you could kind of walk around and look at all the clothes. And they created basically like a forest in this space, which was really cool. They had like live trees, and you walked through, and the models were kind of just like living in this space. It was wonderful. And nobody got a +1, so everyone was there by themselves. So everyone was in kind of the same boat.
I like that.
I did too. I had no problems with it whatsoever. And I actually, on the way in the Uber there, saw one of my virtual friends on social media who we followed and have known each other back and forth. She had posted a reel, and she said that she was going. So I quickly DM'd her, and I was like, oh my gosh, Stephanie, like, I'm going to be there. And I found her right away. So
that was nice.
Hung out the whole night. But such cool people there. Brooke Shields walked in.
Wow.
She was there, and Nikki Hilton was there, which was so cool. Danielle Bernstein from We Wore What. I met Danielle Carolyn, who has been on YouTube forever. And so we spotted each other and talked for a while, and she was like, oh my gosh, I've watched you forever too. So that was
really
cool
fun.
Connection. And if you guys on Instagram or TikTok know of Campbell, also known as Pookie, she was there. And that I got a picture with her. I went up to her and spoke to her and introduced myself, and she was super sweet. And then I was like, oh my gosh, can we get a picture? Because I had to, document it. And
Absolutely.
I put it on my Instagram story, and the response was so funny. Everyone was swiping over, and they were like, Pookie. And that was like one of her first Fashion Week events. And then she was there, and she did a bunch of stuff the rest of the week. But yeah, it was just a fabulous evening. And it was wrapped up around like 6:30, I think I left. And then you and Dad were in the area.
Dad and I were in the area, which was great, with Elizabeth.
Yes.
And she met her really good friend, John.
Yes.
And they went off, and I think they went to the Ritz nearby. It was
Ritz.
Maybe 10 minutes or something from where we were. And so Dad and I meandered around. We went and got some tea at Starbucks because it was kind of cold. We had fun, even with Elizabeth and John, just kind of watching. There was a makeshift entrance that was kind of red carpet-ish. And we had fun watching people go in.
Yes.
So that was
cool.
really nice. And then we kind of just hung around till you were finished. And then we all went down to see John and Elizabeth.
Yes.
And then we kind of left you three. And the two of us went back to the hotel and had a great dinner.
Yes. And then the three of us went out for the rest of the night and went to like 5 different places. I didn't know where I was. John was like, we're going here, we're going there. I'm like, okay. I'm just running around in the pink suit.
He was the cruise director.
He was the cruise director. So Thursday night was so much fun. And then Friday I didn't have any events on Friday, and it ended up being a gorgeous day in Soho. So we had a really nice shopping day. We had a lovely brunch. Dad had some work meetings, so he was kind of busy with that all day. We didn't really, we had a great shopping moment at Zara. We love that Zara in Soho because the Zara in Cleveland is just not, she's like 2 seasons behind. You know, it's not, maybe not on the newsletter of things.
Zara Light or something. I don't know what it is. It's not good.
It's not good, but that Zara in Soho is fantastic. And when we were there in the fall, we got those amazing Western boots.
Yes, I wear them all the time.
I wear them all the time.
And the reason that we both like them is they are tall.
Yes.
Not the heel, but the ankle part. So if you have a cropped pant or I don't know, they just go all the way. They go up high. You don't have that strange ankle gap between the hem of your pant and the top of your boot.
And they're really comfortable and they're great for going out. So we immediately went to the shoe section and found some really cool, like a taupe suede booty with a kitten heel, which were fabulous.
I actually think they look just like the Staud boots.
They do. They
look just like it. And the other reason, if you're in Soho, that I love that Zara, it's neat as a pin. It's organized, and there's not a massive line.
No, there isn't a massive line, and it's like 2 rooms. But anyway,
it's not very big.
No, it's not very big. It's I guess there's the second floor, but there's never seems to be as much on the second floor.
No.
So we found some really cool pieces. That was pretty much the only major shopping that we did, and then we kind of bopped around everywhere else. It seemed particularly busy in Soho on Saturday.
Really busy.
On Friday. It was very busy.
I think it was the nice weather.
I agree. It was giving a tease of spring. And then Saturday I had 2 events. The first was in the morning at Kate Spade, and then the second was at Francis Valentine. So that was wonderful because we went to Union Square for Kate Spade. We were there for like 2 hours, shot a bunch for them. I was gifted a beautiful purse and this beautiful watch because we were supposed to wear outfits, but then they didn't come in time. So then the team felt bad. So I got this like gorgeous watch.
It was really pretty.
It was beautiful. I need to get that size because I will wear it like daily. And then there was like a panel and listened to that, got all the content, and all that went live the same day. So it was kind of nice to just shoot it all in one fell swoop, and then met back up with Elizabeth and Dad, and we went to the Upper East Side because Francis Valentine was having a little Valentine's Day party. So
I think it was in honor of their 8 years
in
business.
8 years in business. So they had a really pretty illustrator, which seems to be quite the trend for these events.
If anyone's having an event and you know an illustrator, it was really cute.
It was a great idea. So she did the bow for me.
She was just sitting quietly over at the desk.
Yes.
And she had this really cute little sketch pad, and she was drawing, if you had an animal, a pet of some sort, she was sketching it. And I just said, can you draw this bow? Yes. And we showed her the logo. And it was so sweet.
It was. And we got to see Susan, who we love. And I'm actually now a Francis Valentine ambassador. So they were sending me a bunch of spring pieces, so it was fun to see it in the store because I was like, I have that trench, I have that purse. So we went, that was in the afternoon, and then we had a little a little nosh at Ralph's. We actually sat inside this time. Elizabeth was able to snag a table.
I know, they did a great job.
Lovely.
I've never sat inside. It was cute.
I liked sitting inside. And then we went back down to Soho, had dinner, and then flew out on Sunday. So that was kind of the recap. And Friday night, we got some drinks with some girls as well. So that was nice. And then Sunday we were home, and Elizabeth obviously went back to Miami. And then we popped up to our lake house for the night and just relaxed and had a feast of Mexican food and watched the Super Bowl. So
it was cozy.
It was such a great weekend. And then we just rolled right into quite a busy week. And now I'm going to hand it off to you because I've been just talking your ear off. But I didn't want to pass over New York City. And I have a vlog that you can go ahead and watch to see the visuals of it.
It was fun. It was really
fun.
nice. And we lucked out with the weather.
Yes,
we did. I liked where we stayed Sometimes we have stayed at the Dominic in Soho, but we stayed at the Crosby, and it's a British hotel.
Yes.
And they also have the Whitby, and then they have another one in London, and it is charming. You and I had tea there in the fall. It's very Kit Kemp, I think that's the right name, is part owner and the decorator. And the bar and the restaurant, it's so cute. Like the creative things that they do, like we were sitting to eat, and behind Elizabeth were all these old phones that they had kind of turned into artwork. And there was a gallery of these old phones hanging on the wall. And the rooms they're just beautiful. They did a nice job.
It was whimsical. It was like quirky. It was kind of giving colony, but like the city British version, if you can picture that.
Yeah.
But we really loved it. And it was bright, and it had just a lot of character to it.
And it's very easy. Sometimes when you're staying in a big hotel, just the whole process of going into the hotel and up the elevator and everything. This was very manageable. You came right in.
Yes, very manageable.
I love it.
I loved it.
And we all know I love hotels. Yes. I love hotels.
Yes. And especially because it was a good central location to go to all the different places that we wanted to hit. So it was a great spot.
And one of the days, I think it was on Sunday, we were coming down the elevator and there was a doorman and he had really cute luggage.
I never saw it, but I heard about it.
Oh my gosh. I was like, that luggage is really, I think it was just navy blue luggage, but there were luggage accessories on it that I liked.
Oh, I see.
And on the handle, I'm going to have to look for probably everyone has seen this and I just haven't. The handle had an orange wrap that snapped on with the monogram.
Oh.
And then there was a matching luggage tag in orange. And then there were these really cute little miniature two of them, stuffed animals hanging off of one of the zippers. And I said to the doorman, that is the cutest luggage I've ever seen. And he was in agreement. And when we got off the elevator, he quietly said to me, this is the owner, Kit's luggage. She's been staying here all weekend and she's leaving right now. And then he said, we actually sell these little animals. And they took the leftover fabric and they made these really cute, whimsical animals. I didn't get any, but they were adorable.
Fascinating. That's so exciting.
I mean, the decorator's luggage was charming.
So she's living out her brand, as we can see.
But I kind of want to find one of these leather-ish wraps that you put around the handle with a monogram. I've never seen it.
I can't really picture it, but I want to find a picture of it after to see.
I haven't looked, but this will force me. I feel like I wish I had a notepad right now to write that down.
When I'm editing it back, I'll listen to it and remind you.
But I really like that hotel. Great location if you're staying in Soho.
Stamp of approval by Anne. Anne approves. I couldn't agree with you more. So that was kind of the New York City moment. And as far as outfits, we really just like wore big coat, like a pretty coat, and kept it simple. You want to be comfortable walking around.
It was unseasonably warm.
I know. I'm like,
was
a
little
coats.
Frustrating because we had, when you actually have some really cute coats. But I don't know. It was great. It was lovely. It's a busy city.
I don't know how you guys do it.
I don't know how they do it either.
I'm always so pleased to leave. I mean, how fun to go, but how fun to leave.
I couldn't live there.
Oh gosh, no. Every time I'm there, I'm reminded how I could not live there. Cannot live there.
We also flew out of Newark, which was different for us. Normally we fly out of LaGuardia, but we are using some miles that we had.
Yeah.
And Newark is beautiful.
Beautiful.
I guess I haven't flown through there in
much
years.
Longer to get in and out of the city. Yeah.
It's really nice.
No, I just, it's fascinating how difficult some people's lives are to live in New York City.
It's a lot of work to live in a big city.
I give everyone their credit. I applaud your stamina. I don't have it in me to do it. I'm such a small city, small town, suburb kind of gal. But I like to play around there for 3 days.
Oh, right. Oh, absolutely.
I love to be there. So, and I loved going to the 3 events that we had. It's very, I think to me, it's so much more. Well, obviously it's like Thursday night was probably the biggest event that I've been to, which was a very big moment. And I was addressing it with anyone who would speak to me, but also, wait, what was the point of this? Oh, I think it's definitely more of a novelty for me because it's not something that,
Well, this is an interesting fact. Dad had a lunch meeting on Friday with a person that he's worked with a lot, and that person lives on the Upper West Side. He said, and he has a family. He has grade school type kids. He said, I don't think I've been to Soho in over 4 years. Why I would never go to Soho. And I'm always interested. You sometimes don't see or visit the things that are right near you.
Yes.
I mean, in one afternoon we were in Soho, and then we Ubered to the Upper East Side.
Right. And then back to Soho. And we were in the Soho Union Square, like everywhere. I felt like we saw a lot.
And then here's this family who predominantly, basically just stays on the Upper West Side. So I think that does become a small town feeling to them.
Yes.
Because they stay in their borough, their neighborhood, and their children go to school there, and so it does become that kind of a situation,
right? And it would have to be
living there.
When I got drinks with two gals who actually came to our Print Fresh pop-up, Morgan and Mary, and they live in the Upper West Side, and they were just I always ask so many people questions because I just think it's fascinating, but they said that they liked the Upper West Side because it felt like a neighborhood. But then I was like, wait a minute, you moved to a big city and then you picked a place that felt like a neighborhood. Like, it's just so interesting. So I do think wherever you live, obviously it waters down significantly, and it makes it feel a lot homier, but
right.
Still, your individual borough is much too large for me.
No, it was good. And Morgan and Mary, I popped down and said hello to them.
Oh my gosh, they're the best.
They are just the sweetest.
The sweetest. Yes, they were so kind, and it was nice to see them. We got drinks with Morgan and Mary, and they are just so sweet. And they're from the Midwest, so we kind of have that connection. You can feel it. And they work in New York City, and they followed me for a bit. Now we're just friends, which is one of the many positive things of social media. So it was nice to see them. Yes. Okay, so I do want to talk about the new collection because it has been at the forefront of everything we're working on, and we've just had such a wonderful week. So the collection dropped on Thursday, and we had been working obviously Monday through Wednesday preparing, and we had the photo shoot 2 weeks prior, and so we did have all of the materials ready to roll. But I mean, what would your take be on the whole thing? I think this has been the most successful launch up until this point.
I agree.
I would say so.
And each line we try different tactics.
We do.
We really do.
We do.
And I liked this one where, well, first of all, for some reason the products, I don't know, they were giving. They're just amazing.
They were. It was just something about this line. I was like, this is good.
Everything just clicked together.
Yes.
We just stuck with it's just like the classic bow line. And we just curated pieces that we like, that represent us and you and emilyOandbows. And I just think it's all kind of fallen together nicely. And I really like this time we kind of took a tactic where you kept showing the pieces
ahead of time. Just instead of integrating it into my life. Like when I got a product, showing it and showing things ahead of time, because I was on a call with someone and they gave me a statistic, which was kind of bananas. And they said on social media, it takes the average audience or follower or subscriber 7 times to see something for it to resonate or for them to clip. I literally on the other line, I go, what?
Yes.
7 times? So after I heard that, I was like, okay, you can't show too many things. You can't show, what do I want to say? You can't show something enough.
Right. And I think
that's what I wanted to say.
We often think the opposite, oh my gosh, we're going to annoy your followers if we show it too much. Of course, it's how you make a living. So you have to do a little bit of everything. You are trying to make a living selling your merchandise, showing reels of clothing, but you don't, you need to balance it the proper way. But that's why when we heard that statistic, we're like, just try it. Just start showing, we have the mugs. We started using them. Put it out there.
Yeah. So I did like the way that and I just think the products, like you said before, were just really fun this time, and we were really motivated about it. So it was actually then Laura's idea to have a little launch party. Before we left for New York, we came up with this idea. So the line was released on Thursday, and then Thursday evening, we had some friends and family, a bunch of women over to our house, and we just had champagne and lots of desserts and chocolates, and then we had all of the products out. It wasn't a shopping event. It was just meant to celebrate the collection and, hang out with some wonderful ladies.
It was
on a
so fun
little girls' Thursday night, and it was so much fun. I wish that we could have invited everyone who followed me, because I just know that you guys would have enjoyed it and we would have had so much fun together. And so I think, was it your idea or Laura's idea to have everyone wear black?
I think I don't know.
I
thought maybe
I think you said, yeah.
We had a white dress for you, and then it was Laura's idea to do the launch party.
It was.
And we just pulled it together.
You did it all. I mean, you did the whole thing.
I had fun executing
sure,
it.
Of course, I'll have a party.
Right.
In any way. And then Wednesday, when Laura was over here, because she comes here on Wednesdays to work, you two worked a lot on the bookshelves, which I'm looking at right now. So the whole party was in the dining room, and we have these beautiful white built-ins, which just are the gift that keep on giving. We do so much with them. And so you both styled the bookshelves with all of the products, and it was a great backdrop because it's so easy to see. And then it was great for pictures, and it was put on display. And then because everyone was taking the time to come over, they all were dressed in black, and then I was in white. We gave them all gifts from the line as well to take home, just, to show our appreciation for everyone coming over. And then we had Manda, our photographer. That was your idea. I was like, at first I was like, oh no, I'll be able to get all the content. But in a social situation, it is really nice to have somebody kind of just focusing on taking the pictures and getting all the pieces. So she came and she brought her light, because it was dark. It was that night. And it was like just kind of a cloudy day in general. So she brought, it wasn't a ring light. It was something else that we need to get. It was like a sunlight.
Right. I texted her in the morning because I was worried because it was going to be dark and we don't have a lot of light. And she was at work and she checked it out at work. And I think it was a sun lamp thing that you can control.
It was so cool.
And I'm really happy, one, that we had her.
Yes.
Because I mean, it's too hard to talk and try and take pictures and all that kind of stuff. And she just blends right in and captures what everyone's doing.
Very calm and very creative about the whole.
So professional.
It's a professional.
We needed a professional.
Honestly, guys, the difference a professional can make in so many situations. Yeah. So, and she was just part of the party in general, which was lovely. So yeah, she just captured the whole night. And why don't you talk a little bit about your creative direction with the decorations?
Well, it's really easy when we've got a bow. I mean, that's what I have to work with is a black bow, I can't even, that's just the perfect piece to work with. Better. Yes. And actually, while I was in New York, I was kind of looking on Instagram. I wanted to have some sort of a backdrop or focal point. And I was looking at there were so many bow things right now. And with Valentine's Day, there was stuff all over social media. But I merged some ideas. And I am telling you, I thought you could use this with anything. I found twisty tie black satin bows that come in different colors. Light pink, white.
I didn't realize they came in other colors.
Yes, because I sent the link to Laura because she's planning a birthday party for her youngest who's turning 1, and she might get the pink ones. Because we all know I have tied bows on everything.
Everything.
It's very time consuming also. But I also thought, okay, we need something different.
Right.
And these twisty tie bows looked more like the logo. And I took white ribbon and I used a little tack that I tapped into the trim of our French doors, and they're just a clear tack, so it doesn't cause, you can't even see it. I started with fishing line, it wasn't strong enough, and I just used thin white ribbon, and then I twisty tied the bows to the ribbons hanging down.
We actually still have it up, guys, because it's so cute. It's like the last decoration that we left up.
It was sort of a math project too, because I started in the middle. And
wait, honest to God, how long did that take you?
Well, it didn't, maybe an hour.
Okay.
It wasn't as long as you would think it would take, but I started, if you're ever dividing something too, it kind of helps start in the middle. So I put the first ribbon in the middle, and then I did the next section, and I cut that section down the middle.
Okay.
Because I wanted it spaced evenly. And then I did toy around with staggering the bows. I'm not a staggerer.
No. You're not a staggering kind of. I don't think of that word when I think of Anne.
I wanted symmetry.
Yeah, that's you.
So I lined them up, and I had 90 bows. I just ordered 3 packs, and I had a total of 90. And then I did do some calculations. So I did 8 on each one.
A little bit of a mathematician.
I was a mathematician with my abacus out, and I was like, Yes, because I had used some bows for other things. So I used 72 bows and 8 ribbons. 9 ribbons, 8 bows each. If anyone cares, 72 bows I twisty tied on.
And it's also like, I'm just looking at her dining room, like what a great setup. We had the bookshelves, where we put the products, and then our beautiful French doors. Like, it's just so evenly spaced to put. It's really a great. This room is so versatile.
It is,
and we're able to do so much with it. So maybe in the new house, we still might have parties over here because it's like the perfect setup.
I do think about the new house, and I don't think everything is white. It's just a great backdrop, but we'll make something.
Oh yeah, nobody's worried about that.
No.
And then on the other bookshelf, so we have the two facing, like when you walk in, flanking the back of the room, and then there's one kind of in the middle of the room, and that's where we put everybody's gift boxes with the gifts, which was also just cute because it looked like it was white boxes with black bows,
yes,
all lined up, again, very symmetrical.
We went symmetrical, and then I had black and white, a paper table runner, and we put that over the coffee table, and Laura was like, oh, maybe just put like the stationery and writing stuff on the coffee table.
I enjoyed that.
So I did that. And then we're going to have to link these somewhere. I found these glass candlesticks that I put on the mantle. And then I was going to tie bows on it. And then I used the twisty tie bows. And it's so easy. And the twisty part is clear.
Wow.
So you don't even see it. And then I couldn't stop adding bows to stuff. And then I used our coupe glass stand, and I put the twisty tie bows on that.
I like how we did the coupe glasses instead of champagne flutes. That was a conversation. We did champagne flutes for my birthday, coupe glasses for this party, which I think photographed very well. We also used the bar cart, which if you remember in November, right before my birthday, we found this just teeny tiny little gold bar cart at a local boutique for like $50. And we put that in the corner, and we had water, which were bows all over the picture and the glasses and everything. And then we had the extra champagne there. And then you took a leaf out of the dining room. Right now when we're recording, there's all leaves in, so it's a bit longer. But I like how you shrunk down the table so there was enough walking space and it didn't feel like then you had to fill up the whole table.
Right.
And we had all of the desserts and chocolates and champagne, which was so cute. Talk about how you made the bows to go on the cupcakes.
Oh, I have a silhouette, which I've had for years. It's similar. It's in the same family as a cricket. And I did print out on black glitter scrapbook paper your logo. And I had those on top of the cupcakes. And then I did larger ones that I just put out on the table, because that is just a nice little touch. And then I put the bows. Okay, your acrylic tray that we sell.
Yes.
We first introduced it with the In Good Company line. I wish people understood how amazing it is. It's a square 12 by 12 acrylic tray, and then there's a slot on the bottom that you can't even see. And you can insert any 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper. When we sell it, we have 3 inserts for the new line, the classic bow, and then we've got the floral print with the bows in black and white, and then as well as in pink. So we did have that out.
Yes.
And I put twisty tie bows on the handles of that.
It really is such a great entertaining piece. You can purchase the In Good Company, the 3 inserts as well. And then the goal is to just kind of keep releasing inserts, but it is a fantastic piece if you're in a dorm, apartment, or home, because you can use it for any season.
It's great.
And what's the size again that you said?
12 by 12.
12 by 12 piece of paper will fit in, which is
the scrapbook. And if you go anywhere, Michael's, Target, the scrapbook paper, it's so cute.
It's giving like the Nora Fleming of acrylic trays.
Yes.
Because you can do any season with it.
Right.
And it's so versatile.
We actually have sold a lot. We don't have that many left. And I just think that everyone should get one if they like to entertain. I mean, you could put it on your dresser. You could move it all around. I had it on the bar cart with just the little rocks glasses on it. You can insert a college piece of scrap paper for your, the endless graduation, birthday parties.
Something that I did want to note, because acrylic trays in general are very expensive.
Yes.
Which is a very interesting side of, the
acrylic is expensive.
Acrylic is expensive. So when we found these trays, they are probably our most expensive product we've ever sold. I think they're like $66. But just to give an idea, most times boutiques or stores sell them for like $85, $90. This exact same tray that we have, but we have it for like $66 because we did also want it to be, something that everyone can have. But just to put a statement out there, as far as things go, acrylic is very expensive.
Yes, and I've actually not seen one where you can slide in stuff.
I haven't either.
I hunted. I found a manufacturer in Pennsylvania and had them made. I mean, I just think that they are the sleeper of the whole collection. You could leave it out all year round and just insert a $1.50 12 by 12 piece of scrap paper, for any occasion,
every
any
season you can.
Okay, here's something else. I told Laura this. I forgot this piece, and then I'll stop talking about this tray. You could get a white 12 by 12 piece of scrapbook paper at Target or wherever, and you could have your kids draw a design on it and put it in there. How? Like displaying their artwork.
So cute, but in a chic way.
Yes. And then for an occasion or whatever, or if it's a special day or they did something great, you could write a message on it and slide it in there.
I just love it.
I
you also can
love
stand it up, so it's like a little bit more of a sign. Acrylic is also fantastic outdoors in the summer. You don't have to worry about things breaking.
Good point.
Thank you. I just thought of that. I was like, wait, I have another good point, everyone.
Yes.
My selling tactics are getting better. No, I'm kidding.
And I think it is hard to convey. You've shown, we learned the statistic. It takes 7 times. So maybe every single podcast I'm going to mention the acrylic tray and we'll see
Buckle
7.
up. Then I'll get back to my guy and I'll be like, okay, it still didn't work. No, I'm kidding.
You did it 23 times.
Yes. And we've actually lost all of our listeners.
Right.
No, I'm
right.
kidding.
But I do think it's a hard one. You've shown it before, but it is pricier. And you're just thinking, it's just a clear tray. But a clear tray goes with everything.
It does.
And I just love it.
Segueing into another favorite product that has just done so well is our needle pointing kit. We sold out of the first round of the needle pointing kit. We have reordered. So when you're listening to it immediately after we restocked, I just wanted to let everyone know that we sold out.
I saw it on Instagram and gasped because you saw
were
that
at home and then you called me. You're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I forgot to tell you. You need to reorder these.
Yes.
So they're back fully in stock. You can purchase them on the website right now, but they have done so well. And another just moment that I wanted to note is that needle pointing is very expensive as well.
It is.
Starter needle pointing kits go for around $70 or $80. Ours is $42. We wanted to make it something that everyone can get. You can give it as a gift, and it's meant to be fun. So inside the kit, you get the bow design. You have thread,
4x4 canvas, and then it comes with the black and white thread that you need to complete it. There's a needle in there. And there's an adorable instruction book that comes with it, as well as a QR code that, needle pointing is very simple. But so you should be able to figure it out if you don't know how to do it with the little booklet. But then you can also use the QR code and it leads you to tutorials on a video. I love the kit and I love the size of it. It's great for travel. It's wonderful. Even if you needle point a lot, I think that you always have a bunch of projects going on at the same time. Yes. I have bigger projects that I don't want to just take on the airplane or whatever. The other thing that I like about it is it's just 2 colors.
Yeah, no, guys, it's so simple.
It's so simple. You could also get the canvas and you could go buy yourself some other colors if you didn't want it to be the black and white, but it has everything in there to complete the black and white. And I like it because you can just needle point. The background is all white and you're not switching a ton of colors. It's just very methodical. I love it. I can't get enough. It's a great
entry project for those who want to get into needle pointing, but they don't want to be overwhelmed. That was the goal of this. And like you said, if you're an avid needle pointer, obviously you can just probably crank this out really quickly.
Right. What
was really funny is one of my TikToks when I was talking about this got on the needle pointing side of TikTok. Like it clearly was hopping on their For You page. And what a supportive group of people. They are so enthusiastic. I feel like I've been welcomed into the needle pointing community, which was by way of you because obviously you needle point and it was your idea, but it's a fun hobby. It's great for this time of year in the winter to complete it. You can give it as a gift or you can keep it for yourself. So I did want to highlight how well that product did.
And the other thing is the finishing, how there's nothing in there to finish the project. So once you're done needle pointing, you take it somewhere. I'm going to probably just frame mine and I'll probably just buy a frame from Amazon.
Yes.
Because it has a black border and then I'll probably just do white around the outside of it. But one of the women, Sally, who was at the launch party, she said, oh my gosh, it would be the cutest little pillow.
Oh my gosh.
So I
didn't
might
hear Sally say that.
Isn't that a great idea?
I have to have it as a pillow.
Yes, like I can just see it like on your bed. Or
Oh my
something,
gosh.
or in a chair. So I might then take it to most finishing work. You just take it to a needlepoint place.
Yes.
Or you mail it somewhere, and then I might have it finished as a pillow.
An influencer who we sent the products to ahead of time, she's an avid needlepointer and posts about it a lot. So she did a really great breakdown about the whole kit. It was very nice. So
very nice
thoughtful
of her.
And she was saying that she'll probably make it into a coaster, which I thought was also fun. So you could actually, I mean, if you had like 5 needlepointing kits, you could have like 5 coasters.
Yeah, that's true.
Or a pillow I love, but the easiest
ornament. You can do an ornament.
The easiest would probably be to frame it if this is your first project.
Because you don't have to send it anywhere to finish.
Right, because you don't have to send it
I mean,
anywhere.
you can start looking at videos and learn how to finish. I don't know how to do the finishing. I've never bothered to do that part because I like the needle pointing aspect of it.
Yes.
But we got really excited about the needlepoint kit. Let's also talk about the scarf.
Ladies.
Oh my
These scarves.
gosh.
So I wore the scarf to the launch party against the white dress, and I was obviously the only one in the scarf just for picture purposes, and then everyone was in black. It was kind of like, oh, like
we forbid people to wear
no.
the scarf because Emily had to be the only one in the scarf.
Joyce, my grandma, was like, oh, great. Well, I'll come ahead of time and then I'll grab the scarf and I can put it on. And you were like, okay, so no. Like, there's only going to be one person who's going to be wearing the scarf.
Right.
Like,
great idea.
Highly controlled launch party.
Yes.
No. And then she did buy it because she's taking it to Florida. She's going to Palm Beach with Bill. So she has many outfits that were going to be planned.
Yes.
But yeah, we were kind of like gatekeeping certain products to our guests.
Right. It was funny.
Super low-key group.
The one thing there's many things I love about the scarf, but I do like that it's a year-round scarf in my mind.
And that is such a great point to talk about because, I'm glad that we're able to discuss this, because this is the conversations we haven't talked about when we plan the products. Right. It is a year-round scarf. So this is something that you're going to be able to wear now. It'll flow perfectly into the spring and summer. And it's really nicely made.
It is.
Like, I mean, my Hermes scarf is a work of art, but it's not that far off.
It's beautiful.
And then Laura was like, don't say such things. Hermes scarves. She was like, don't say stuff like that. And I was like, you're right. Never mind.
It's fun to have. It's a one of a kind. The only place you can get it is from you. Right?
I love how dramatic we're being.
We're
about this.
so dramatic. But I love the feel of it. We've tried it different ways. We took a really cute picture at the launch party with my mom and Claire, you and me, and we all had it. We were trying to wear it different ways. Claire had it over her blazer. Grammy, hers looked lovely. I can't remember what she did.
She did almost like a triangle in the back.
Oh yeah,
kind of tight in the front.
Kind of like how you did it.
I loved the way that I had it styled for the dress because it laid a flatter, so it was almost kind of giving like a necklace would. And I actually layered it with my bow gold necklace, and it was so cute. So the black and white opens you up to be able to wear it with any type of color.
Well, even putting it on your purse,
or
your or the tote bag,
or the bow tote. It's just endless opportunities. Also, a product that's not new, but has, I would say, taken on a new life.
What?
The bow brooch. So a lot of the, like, Laura, Sally, and maybe Grammy had it on all at the launch party. And I don't know if it was the sun lamp, if it was the champagne, or if it was just the sheer excitement of the day.
Right.
But the bow brooch against everyone's black blazers and sweaters and pieces, Claire had it on too, was just glittering.
Yes.
It was beautiful. I loved it. I was like, that is so pretty, and we've had it for quite some time.
Well, the bow brooch is classic, which is why we had to make sure we featured again in this line.
Yes,
and I like it because it's not very big.
She's a petite little brooch.
She's darling.
She's
and
so cute.
Sally had on a beautiful black top that had a bow in the back, and it looked great on that. I popped that on her when she came.
Yes.
And she ended up buying one. She's like, I have to have this. And then Claire wears hers a lot on her black blazer.
Yep.
And then
Laura had her black blazer.
Yes.
And she wore it she had black leather pants from J. Crew, a black blazer. She looked so chic. I forget what top. Just like
she had a really cute, just a fitted sweater, but it had like a little white scallop at the top.
That's what I thought.
It was pretty.
I need to ask her where she got that. And then she had a belt, and then she had the bow brooch. And I was just like, guys, this looks really pretty.
It looks really good.
It does.
We won't keep talking about the line too much, but a couple other things. I love the new stud earrings.
Me too.
I mean, of course, our pearl bow with the pearl is a classic.
And I don't actually think they compete with each other.
They don't.
They're two different styles. We didn't want one to take away from the other.
No, because that's our firstborn. And we love it.
And that is something to really remember.
Your heart just expands for the jewelry. We're not choosing one over the other.
Great. Your heart expands. Your heart, that's something important to remember.
Yes. There's always enough room to love more jewelry.
Yes. They're just different. They're just different.
Exactly. But I love the gold. And we couldn't decide. I mean, the stud earrings, we couldn't decide. So we did do both.
Silver and gold.
And I wore the silver the other night. I'm more of a silver person.
Yes.
And I love them.
I wore them out on Friday to my date, and he actually, in the middle of the conversation, stopped and was like, your earrings are beautiful.
What?
And I was like, let's get you on record as a testimony to put on the website. Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot to tell you that. I was like, well, we aim to please. We create great products.
Wow.
No, I know. I was like, wow. Because that takes a lot for
a male.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. So guys, they're really good.
That's really good. We also got some very nice comments in the notes section of orders, which I like because I do all the packaging. Side note, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little relieved that tomorrow is President's Day and there's no mail because I will get everything caught up and connected to get the
let's
packages
just all take
shipped
a moment
out.
For you because we got way more orders than we thought, and we don't have it's us guys. We're doing it it's not even me, it's mom doing it in the basement, one by one. So know that it's packaged with love, but maybe I honestly think if this continues,
well, Laura,
we might need to go in a different direction because I don't know how you can keep up with
this.
No,
we can't. It's a good problem. It's a great problem.
problem.
And people have offered, even my mom yesterday was like, I'll come over if you want. And I had to just get organized and situated. And luckily on Wednesday, Laura helped a lot and we got everything prepped.
Yes.
Because I care a ton about the packaging. So, the scarf comes in a pretty box. And Laura helped prep that. And she was willing. She'll probably come over with some extra time.
Yeah. Oh, totally. No, yes. And Laura is you and her were huge help with the products on Wednesday.
Yes.
And she, you two could also package on Wednesday. And she was willing to come over tomorrow. There's just a whole scheduling thing.
It's very exciting. It's a great
so
problem
exciting.
to have that we are getting so many orders. It's just a great line.
I just love it.
I just love it
so much. And Thursday was so fun. And I am happy that Laura came up with the idea to do the lunch party because I think it added a little bit more, even more excitement around it.
I also need to talk about another facet of the party that I was just blown away with.
What?
The DoorDasher balloon delivery.
No, that was amazing.
Again, listeners maybe have used this. They've seen it. It was new to me, the delivery feature. We had a really great balloon company that just went out of business, and it's kind of sad. The woman moved to Texas, but I use them for so many different events, and they do the balloon arches, and they do just a great job. Mm-hmm. But because we were doing this so short notice, I also had as a feature the ribbons with the twisty tie bows. We didn't have any place in the dining room that I really wanted a balloon garland, but I did want balloons on the ceiling. Well, I went online while we were in New York City at Party City, guys. You can order it
Eyes
online.
and ears open to this, ladies. This is a great thing to remember.
Yes, and for those of you that know, just you understand how great it is. I ordered my balloons online because our Party City, I didn't want to drive there. I didn't have time last week to put the order in and all that kind of stuff. Went online, ordered it, and you can have it delivered. I scheduled the delivery time. They actually called and followed up with me, and I asked I did 30 of each.
Yeah.
30 whites, 30 black. And then I said, there's a place.
No, you did 15. You didn't do 30. It must have been 15.
It was 15.
15 of white and 15 of black.
And then 4 24-inch round balloons with balloon weights that they also put in the order. And then I put in the instructions, I want very long ribbons matching the balloon, no curls, nothing like that, no curls. They called and they reviewed it with me, and it came 3 door dashers came within 20 minutes of each other.
I thought that was a really great system that you had.
I was so happy.
Yes.
Because trying to go pick up balloons, and I have a decent sized car,
Yeah,
so it fits,
car.
but they like you're fighting with it, the bag as you're taking it outside, and then something pops and they get tangled. No. Chad and Billy, and there was somebody else, DoorDasher, they had to deal with it, and they each had a load of them.
I thought that was a great use of your time. And right now we are sitting here, we're using our glass mugs with the signature bow on it. We've been using these for weeks because obviously we had them pretty early on, and they're just so big and they fit so well in your hand. So and that
also, I'm interrupting you, but they are footed. And technically when something is footed, you don't need a coaster.
Oh, I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't need a coaster because that acts as the coaster.
Wait, I love that. That's actually, I mean, I knew they were footed, but I didn't realize that you didn't need a coaster. So learning things here every day.
Yeah, these are a great size. I think it's 16 ounces maybe.
It's big. It's a nice size cup of coffee, and we have water in them today.
I have a couple things I want to say. It's out of the corner of my eye right now.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
If you could see up on the mantle, this arrangement.
We can see, yeah. If you're joining on video.
I did it very last minute for the launch. They're fake. And I put a bow around the Crate and Barrel vase, and
it's beautiful.
I just love these fake tulips from Amazon. I've had the faux hydrangeas for a while. I think that they're Pottery Barn. But the key is my friend the other night was like, well, there's water in it. I still fill it up with water when they're fake. So
you would never know.
So that you think they're real.
I mean, I thought they were. You trick me in my own home sometimes. So like if I'm being fooled, like there is no one who would think that they were faux.
This arrangement brings me great joy. It's so pretty.
This arrangement brings me great joy.
I can't get enough of it.
It brings me even more joy to know that it brings you joy.
I just love it.
I love it. And it's it's so classic, just a single arrangement in the mantle.
And Dad brought me for Valentine's Day a gorgeous bouquet wrapped in brown paper, which I'm a sucker for that when it comes wrapped in brown paper. And it's really pretty as well. It's very colorful, and he did a great job. But there's just something about that. I just love it.
I love it. And it was another great, you had that in the living room during the party, and then it was shifted into here.
And I left the black bow on there, but you could put any color on there.
I'll link things on Bows & Company Instagram
really
for everyone to shop. So if you have purchased something from the line this week, we just wanted to express our deepest gratitude. We're so excited for you to receive the products. And we're just excited. I'm so happy about how well it went. And we have some pop-up shops in the future, which we are so looking forward to taking on the road to other places. So I think that is our show. I am so just tickled to be sitting here with you and today, Mother.
Thank you.
I just wanted to thank you also for all of you that you've done for the line.
Oh, my pleasure.
Because you basically created it, packaged it, and produced it. So we would be nowhere without you.
It's a good team effort.
But no, you really just did a wonderful job. And just again, thank you all so much for the support and for allowing the two of us to work and build the brand.
Great.
I just felt like it's a little bit of a turning point. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I was just really not expecting the response that we did get.
I wasn't
given
either.
The size of my social media presence. So
right.
Just really feeling great. Just had such great feelings about this whole week. So thank you so much for listening. We hope you have a great start to your week or whenever you're listening to this. Again, everything is available to shop on my website. And be sure to check out my most recent vlog on my YouTube channel because I covered the whole launch party. And I'm always thinking of you. You're always thinking of them. And just remember that we can say it together. Everything is better with a bow. Bye-bye now.